And we are live. Hey everybody. Hope you're doing okay. I'm doing better than I did yesterday. I was, as I said on Blue Sky, I was not having a good, headspace day, so I just was not in the mood to stream. But I'm doing better now, and we are back on our usual deal with Lorelei. So, if I remember, last we left off on here, I had died, sadly, and lost a lot of progress, but then I remembered, and I was trying to remember where I could get a particular key that could get me into one of the rooms here. So I did just remember it over the course of last week, so today we're going to go get that key and then redo some of the puzzles that I missed before. Also, for those that see in the corner there, I have a Ko-fi. I've had a Ko-fi for a long while now, like since 2024, but I took it off because I didn't really see the purpose in keeping it up there. But with Twitch doing the generative AI automated opt-in, that is some absolute bullshit that I've talked about before. Everybody is trying to encourage people to support the content creators they like in alternative ways besides just bits and subs. Bits and subs are appreciated, do not mistake me, but I've opted to join that and say, hey y'all, you want to directly support me, and you know, maybe not have to go through the hurdles of Twitch's bullshit. Ko-fi's usually the best case on that. Because Ko-fi has a larger pay split for the creators in question, and something else that's nice is that Ko-fi doesn't really have a pay threshold. I want to do more with Ko-fi, I genuinely do, but because I, work full time, I just haven't had the energy. But I'll look into some kind of ideas that may be in mind. But the other thing is, I've turned off my alerts for subscribers. Like, I've turned off my alerts for subscribers and gifted subs and such because, as I said, like, I want people to look for other ways to support and I want for people to look for other ways to do support for other content creators. Like, I've seen other people do the similar deal, and I also added some tags onto my channel so that y'all know my fucking stance on this. I have AI opted out and no Gen AI on my stream, so yeah. Also, if y'all ever hear a ringtone in the background, I am so sorry. God fucking damn it. Give me a second. Okay, so to explain what that was about. So, my new job provided me with a work phone. So there are occasions where the work phone will get called, as phones tend to get. Unfortunately, this phone, and apparently my coworkers have a similar problem, has been accosted frequently by spam and scam calls. So, yeah, I think probably the best policy is that if I'm gonna stream, I need to turn my fucking work phone's ringtone off, because not once have I, barely have I ever really needed to get called. And if I'm gonna get called by my workplace or by coworkers, they probably just do it while I'm on the clock. Because there isn't really an overtime thing per se. And if it's urgent, then they definitely would just send me a message. So, yeah. So that's definitely not a fun deal, because I get enough of them spam calls and shit on my regular phone. I do not need that from my work phone when, I have potentially vital stuff that I may need to learn about or inform my coworkers of. For the most part, we all just use group emails, so we're not really too worried about it, but it is really annoying because it's the same fucking one each time. It's always like, it's always somebody going, hello, hi, and it's literally verbatim like that. Ugh. Anyhow, so yeah, we were up here. Yes, and then I was going to be heading to the room where I solved that garden puzzle. Was that on the 3rd floor or the 2nd? Let's try here. We had also seen a lot of other kinds of doors that correlate to a wood box pattern puzzle that I need to solve, but I have no, like, there's some kind of sequence related to it, and I have no goddamn clue what it's supposed to be. Like, I couldn't tell you a thing fucking one on how to figure that out, so we're kind of, because I haven't even been in all the rooms. Yeah, last we left off, we had kind of walked around a lot on here, and as I've been exploring, trying to find one puzzle solution, 5 other puzzles keep coming up that I'm like, oh god, now what? It's a lot of puzzles. Yeah, we did do some solving. We got some items, actually, and some more notes and stuff, and we have some progress in the story. The thing is, though, there's just a lot of other things that I'm missing. We also found some retro games, which, you know, cool to play, but I don't know if they have any inkling or any kind of bearing on the grander narrative or puzzle solutions. What if watch them actually matter very, very much so, and then I just feel like a complete dolt at the end of it all. Okay, 1948. I got jump scared really badly by a brick flying through. Yeah, I don't have that. We already noted that door down. Oh, we also unlocked the in-game cafe. I think that's the last thing we did. We unlocked the in-game cafe, which is supposed to be, I believe, where we find our way to get coffee in-game. And, I mean, getting in-game coffee means I actually have the ability to run, which would be awesome. I just wish I remembered where the cafe was. Where the fuck was it? Yeah, we solved this puzzle, which got us the medallions, or it was some medallions of some caliber that we're supposed to put into the horse heads, because 4 horse women of the apocalypse, slot those in and then get something else opened. And we've been gathering script pages in the in like those very, very weird puzzles where I'm supposed to know the number of something in relation to a memory that the main character had. So yeah, it's a lot. there's a lot, and there's just gonna keep being more. Yes, we got the I key out of there. We unlocked this 3 door. We have not been in there. I just wish I remembered where the... I think that door was actually the one that we unlocked with the key we get from that room I'm trying to find. So we need to go find that real quick. And I remember in particular, there was a... in that maze that I'm speaking of, the one where we got that key... there was a solution, or there was a question posed being like, how many shards did the mirror break into? And I'm like, what the hell? How do I remember? How am I supposed to remember that? So yeah, we're figuring that out as we go. Yes, it was here. Here's the cafe. Ooh, I like this track. And yeah, despite unlocking the cafe, we do not have access to coffee right now. So I don't know where the hell we're supposed to find more. And yeah, we have 1962 down here, over here. And down here we had the kitchen, a game, or no, not the kitchen. We had a PlayStation looking thing and the billiard room with a clock puzzle that I don't have the solution for. We're missing billiard balls. And I think that was where the wooden blocks fell that had the letters on it. So, yeah, that's to the extent everything that I've got in my head now. I just wish I could figure out a few other things. Like, I'm not quite getting what the locking mechanism is for stuff. Yeah, I think I tried that and it didn't work. Oh well. Okay, so I can't find it. I guess it wasn't up here. It's locked. This is probably the diamond. Yeah. I also learned that apparently not every safe room is safe from the guy that has a geometry on his head. Or a pattern of some kind. Okay, so the door's got to be down here then. And I'm still standing by the one critique that I've got regarding this game is that I really do not like that if the guy with the pattern on his head comes over and is like, I'm gonna poke you in the, I'm gonna poke you and then we're gonna end up in your memories. I really don't like that he can just erase my ability to save my game. That is not cool. I don't like that. I do not like having the ability, I do not like losing the ability to save my game in chase sequences like that. Boulder from the other side. Okay. Worth a look. And yeah, we need to get the sword and the bow ones done. And both of those are in areas of the mansion. Okay, the sewer one for certain I haven't gotten, and the other sewer one I don't think I got either. The one on the second floor I did get, though. Oh, got it. Speak of the fucking devil. Yeah, that jackass. Thankfully, we haven't solved anything. I'm just trying to find where our room is. If it's the same puzzle, then I gotta be smarter about how I do things. Okay, so let's examine our stuff real quick. Do we have a numbers, like a phone numbers? I know we have a phone book, but I don't remember if there's like a specific number to call. And we got this cocktail menu too, and I'm wondering what the hell a lot of these prices are related to. God, I don't even remember where we got this. Yeah, and this is how I learned about a cur and a cardinal, which both are actually ones that I believe I could make. So, what we're looking at, whole bunch of alphabetical names. I don't know the relevance of all of this. And the last thing I'm going to do is call every single number on here. Supertel game. And I have to spend money to get these things delivered to the hotel. And I only have 15 bucks. And all 15 bucks is going to get me is a trip to Aldi. I actually had an interaction about that because somebody was talking, I think, about like $15 could barely get you a lot, and I'm like, yeah, $15 could at most get you an Aldi trip, or oh, let me check actually what it was. It was something. And I talk about Aldi a lot because I genuinely like shopping there, because while they don't have everything that I would like to have in a particular time when I'm cooking for myself, it is handy to get groceries that cheap. Like, for the amount of stuff I can get in Aldi would be like a half of what I could end up attaining at other stores. Where was it? Oh, yeah, it was about $15 Fortnite skins, and I'm like, yeah, $15 could either get you some really good, like somebody mentioned food trucks, I mentioned Aldi, and yeah, it's just evident to say, like, Fortnite's just a bad investment. Do not ever get those fucking cards. Don't play Fortnite, honestly. There's other multiplayer games that are more worth your time. I hear Big Walk's fun. I myself have not played it because I've mentioned it many a time. I am not a multiplayer game guy. It's just not been a thing for me for a long, long time now. So, yeah. Alright, I don't think there's any avoiding this guy. He's like, hey, you've got an eyelash out of place. Alright. I think this guy asked how many books there were on the shelves. So, let's count them. On the shelves, so not counting the ones on the floor or on that stool or in her hand. So, I see a document here. Alright, try to get a good look at this. Alright. So, books on shelves. One, two, three, four, 5. Is that a sixth one? There we go. Much better angle. So 5 there. And then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And if that's not correct, I'm going to be not happy, because it said on shelf, did not mention on stool, like, because the question was on the shelf, not in the room. If it was books in the room, then I'd count the ones that are on the floor, on that stepladder, and in her hand, and on the desk. Do you remember? I remember it all very well. What was outside the window? The fucking questions change? Okay, fuck me, I guess. Well, falling person in a dress. I didn't see a revolver. Holding a rose? This matches our information, Fraulein. Okay, so I was correct. I didn't know the fucking questions change on you. That's... God damn it. Interior, hotel. The library, 2nd floor. Night. The woman walks around among the shelves. Let us sum up what we know, Rudy. Let us sum up what we know, Rudy. We are designing a maze for a project that will transcend the human experience of art. And it's a metaphor that I have to discover. Rudy wags his tail. The woman takes a dictionary from a shelf. Maze, a complicated, irregular network of passages or paths in which it is difficult to find one's way. Rudy barks and walks to the window. Rudy snarls. What is it, Rudy? The woman looks over to him. Rudy whimpers from fear. Is whimpers spelled with an H in other regions? Because usually it's like WIMPRS. Just no H. I've never seen whimpers spelled with an H. That feels like a very British thing, like how British people or Canadians will spell honor with a U. I guess maybe. Oh wait, is it one of those misspells? Okay, so no, whimper's always been with a H. Okay. So it's just a misspell that I've Mandela effect into thinking was the right way to spell it. Cool, awesome. I love learning that I've been doing a word wrong my entire life. Whimpers from fear. All of a sudden, a falling body passes the window. The woman gasps. On the ground below is a dead body. All right, it's another script page. Thank God, now I'm not getting chased by him anymore. That's another script page I can give to him, and I'm already up here, so that's a plus. Yes. Did you find the pages? Just slide them under the door. Grazie, signorina. All right, I need some advice. I need a little direction. Oh, wait, never mind. I have to call him. Pronto? Ah, signorina. Do you have sweet music for my ears? Ask for advice. Even the greatest artist can make a bad omelet. Was that all, signorina? Ask for advice. Don't trust a hiker who asks for a bigger forest. Is that all, Bella? Keep your antenna up, signorina. Remember, the chef never counts the mice. Lending an umbrella to a salmon is a fool's errand. A milk cow does not line up to be shot, signorina. If the flute blows smoke, there will be no dance. Sometimes the truffle hog finds an unexpected rose. Okay, so it sounds more like he's actually giving advice as opposed to, you know, like life advice and not help that I need in game. I don't know, unless I'm wrong. Alright, so I need to find... Okay, so first things first, I need to find where that puzzle door was so that I can actually go look for that key again. Yeah, and here was that, and then through here was this. And I believe we were counting up what these were. Also, ad break in 5. Really? It's been almost half an hour already? God damn. So I think I have that written out somewhere. So that first number... That first number that's written upside down is... that was another puzzle note. I had it somewhere written down, because this is a game where the devs did recommend to write this stuff down. So, X13. So the middle number is 1963, because that's been just a recurring number throughout the game so far. So M is 1,000. So 2014, 1963, MDC. So 1847 probably. Let's try those, because it's either not. No, it wouldn't be. Okay, so let me find that Roman numeral translator again, or the Roman numeral converter rather. So actually, there's a big chart here that I could use. So M is 1,000. I know that much. M's 1,000. So yeah. Oh, I was right. It was 1847. So 1847. Okay, so 1847, 1963, and 2014. Okay, well, we'll figure that out after the ad breaks. So 3 minutes of ads and an hour of no pre-rolls after. So hydrate, stretch, do whatever you need to do. BRB, everybody. And we're back. Thank you for your patience. All right, so... oh, and the numbers are right there, so of course. All right, so... maybe the missing numbers are the solution to this? So it'd be 4... Hold on. But if they're upside down and backwards... So... So L... L-E-H... And they're likely capitalized too. Except the H. H is lowercase because that's what a 4 flipped over looks like. I guess we'll try capital and then H. Hey, there we go. Bug report 1. Bug report 1. Software, Lorelei, and the laser eye. Forest prototype. Hardware, laser 1. Forest issue 1 ID. Gamma. Issue description. Trying to walk past the sign by the boulder in the direction the sign is pointing. Triggers an unavailable animation. And sets the player character transform... Wait. Sets the player character transforming correctly. Repeatedly triggering this bug will eventually result in a software crash. Forest issue 2. Delta. Issue description, standing by the magician and repeatedly spinning around on spot will set the magician's transform incorrectly. Trying to interact with the magician will make the software crash. Number 3, Theta. Suspending the game when close to the lonely grave will result in the software starting in a corrupted test area when resuming. Interacting with grave 1, then grave 8, then grave 4, and finally grave 7 crashes the software. How funny would it be if those were actually bug reports that were given to the game when they were playtesting? Wouldn't that be funny? All right, so something else that happened. I got a nice email today, this week, not today. Yesterday, I believe. So Many of y'all know that I have been an absolute massive advocate for Monster, the anime, and how happy I was to learn about the Blu-ray finally being made and distributed by Discotek Media. I just got an email today, chat, that my copy of the part 1 of the Blu-ray of Monster is getting ready for delivery, so hopefully it should be at my apartment soon. And that puts a gigantic fucking smile on my face because I've been wanting to own that ever since it got announced, and I waited with bated goddamn breath for months. Like, I remember when that got announced, I think back in like early 2025. It was around spring or winter, I think. It got announced, and I remember I was freaking the fuck out, because, like, holy shit, one of my new favorite, new series from 2006, one of my newly acquired loves is getting a fucking Blu-ray release after, like, you can't think of a better, like, possible story of enlightenment and goodness after that. Like, probably with Escaflowne, but unfortunately Escaflowne's probably hard to get now since Funimation's gone. But to summarize what I mean, back in 2006 or so, Monster came out and people really liked it, and for the longest time, one of the main ways for people to watch that was through the anime channel on Sci-Fi way back when. Because the Sci-Fi channel, believe it or not, back in the 2000s, I believe, like 90s to 2000s, had an anime block where they would show some shows. I don't know what shows specifically, but Monster was one of them, and it was the full run, had a full English cast and everything. And then it had just been in licensing limbo from Viz Media for years. So many years. The only way to watch it was genuinely sailing the 7 seas. That's it. That's all you could do. And then Netflix picked it up for distribution on their services, and I was like, oh fuck, I can finally watch this in full now. Regretfully without the English dub, because that, and I say regretfully because the English dub from the clips I've heard is fucking amazing. Liam O'Brien plays the main character. So I went through that, and then I proceeded to just let that be the deal. You know, I watched it in Japanese with English subtitles, great performances across the board there, and I was like, all right, well, at least it's now out there for people to watch. And then Discotek Media comes by and goes, hey, we're doing a Blu-ray, by the way. And I remember going on a Blue Sky going like, I'm pogging the fuck out IRL because this is a thing now for people. People can now own it. Because I don't know if it ever got a DVD release. If it did, then it probably was limited with however many episodes. But no, I'm getting the full first half of the series. I did see some people being like, why not the full series on release immediately instead of just, why are you doing this like half the series on Blu-ray deal? And people have just pointed out that like it's cheaper and they probably can only produce it so much with the amount of volumes of shows they're doing. Like, the Big O's getting a big re-release through them, so shouldn't shock too much on that front. And it also made me realize that I have a little mishap. So I have Vinland Saga Season 1 on Blu-ray, and I have Season 2 on Blu-ray, but it's the second part, not the... So I only have, like, the second half of Season 2, which is after, I think, the point where Thorfinn has his vision of Valhalla with Askeladd. So at some point I'm going to have to find a means of getting the first part. And I say having to find a means because if anybody hasn't seen, Crunchyroll is apparently wanting to do away with people even buying their DVDs and manga on their platform. They all want subscription model. That's the only way that they'll ever let people actually get stuff from them. Which is some bullshit. I'm so pissed. Genuinely. That shit is like... That is the most disheartening goddamn thing ever. It makes me glad that sites like Discotek Media exist, and I think Sentai Filmworks still does DVDs as well. Right? Do they? Hold on, let me check. they do? They do, yeah, they do DVDs. Like, it makes me glad, at the very least, that there are some platforms that will just let people buy DVDs from them without much of a fuss. But Crunchyroll can just fucking eat a bag of pubes. I cannot fucking believe they would even consider this notion. And you know it's a Sony thing, in the same way that PlayStation getting rid of physical media in 2028 is a Sony thing. Like, PlayStation, of course, has a lot of responsibility in that, too. You know, they're still doing it in the same way that Twitch is still, like, doing the shit with the AI. But, yeah, the Crunchyroll thing was pretty bad. And it's bad because, like, there's a place called Right Stuff Anime where people could just get DVD bundles for pretty good affordable prices. And then Crunchyroll swoops in, buys them up, and then completely guts them. And just kind of is shambling along. So if I want to get part 1 of season 2 of Vinland Saga, I gotta probably do eBay. Genuinely. Because I want to own all of Vinland Saga. I love Vinland Saga so much. I cannot wait for when that final book will be available for me to purchase. And I also look forward to... I don't know if I want to get those big-ass deluxe editions that have those really fancy covers. Because if I've got the whole series in one format, why would I want to do that for just a bigger book that's got 3 volumes in one, or 2 to 3 volumes in one? Actually, no, it would be 2, because those books are thick. Like, I mean it when I say that those Vinland Saga books are hefty motherfuckers. Like, they're the kind of things you could actually use as a weapon, as like an improvised D&D weapon. There you are. If my house never was, then this key must not be mine. 1938 key. Yes. Now, do you have the same question as before? Play safe and never pass. Gamble to pass or perish. On which page in the instruction booklet can you read about how to control the game? Allow my contemplation, brother. Documents. Controls. Page 3. That's nice. Page 3. Correct. Whoa, what the hell is this? Hole in wall? There's an object made of paper in the hole. Oh. $1 whole. Play safe and never pass. Gamble to pass or perish. Which year did the exhibition... Oh. Verschlossen Einrungen take place in Dusseldorf? Allow me contemplation. Exhibition. Scripts, notes, letters, signs? I think this is information I just don't have. Message on the phone. Oh, wait, no, there it is. What year? Fuck. Exhibition. That's not it. No. No. Second floor, open all day. And this is the note I read backwards. I think I am missing info on that. Or am I? Book of Revelation 6. No, that was about the 4 horsewomen. Latin phrases, Greek alphabet. Maze design. Fear of death obstructs truth. Spare me, brother. This brotherhood will not let cowards in. Okay. Yeah, I genuinely am missing information there. So we'll just leave, and then once I get more info, I'll come back and get through this. Yeah, so at some point I'm going to end up having to look for that part 1. It's just, the other reason is I've not been keen on buying DVDs lately. I'll probably feel differently when I actually get to a convention, which I am going to be doing next month. I'll be at a con on the weekend of September 11th through the 13th. I'll be going only on the 12th and 13th of that weekend, though, because a full weekend convention pass for that is quite pricey. So I'm holding off on doing that, especially since I still want to attend MagFest in January. But at the very least, I am excited for this con trip because I've not been to conventions in a minute and I miss going to them. They're fun. All right, I think it was 3rd floor that room was in. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. Overall, it's been fairly steady as far as things are going. All right, 1938 key. There we go. Yes, the perspective puzzle that I do not know how to solve. Use modern techniques, the artist perception in 1938. So I have to do something with perspective that causes 1938 to be a subject here. Using modern techniques, the artist plays with perception in 1938. Twisted perspectives appear correct, small appears big, yet always with an equal. We are thus to believe that truth comes in pairs, matching our own truth is another truth, hung on display for everyone to see. And there's no lining this up because there's no moving these podiums, or these pedestals rather, so I have to do something with the perspective here with these numbers. It's all the same stuff. Thinking hard on this one. Maybe I'm supposed to find a common, like a perspective that has everything in one commonality. Or maybe not. Something else that I'd actually been doing on top of, you know, getting used to my new job is I'm still listening to audiobooks, and I have recently finished book 1 of the First Law trilogy by Joe Abercrombie, and I'm now on book 2, and I'm about like 70% of the way through it, and I really like Joe Abercrombie. I really do. Love the way that he writes, and in particular, I like the way that he writes his characters. Very, very good character dynamics between parties. I like that in The Devils. I like it here in First Law, and I liked it in Half a King when I read or listened to that rather. So, yeah, that's been very good. But I'm closing in on the end of the First Law. I'm gonna close in on the end of the First Law trilogy really quickly before I know it. I just know I will. So I probably will need to figure out what to do next. I can go back to Alchemized, which, you know, is another one that I started on Libro. And then, but I'm getting close to the end of that too, because I've been chipping away at these books like crazy. Like that's the thing. I liked getting that 12 free audiobooks deal, but the problem is now I'm plowing through these things like crazy. Small appears big, yet always with an equal. We are thus to believe that truth comes in pairs. Matching our own truth is another truth, hung on display for everyone to see. You know what? I feel like my ignorance on a lot of this can actually match how I would end up feeling at an art gallery at points. Especially ones where the artist has got a statement to make and then they have something like this. Like, cool with artistic expression, but you're gonna have a fucking hard time trying to get me to figure it out on the get-go. Like, yeah. Like, let's see. Maybe I'm supposed to like have a certain zoom out shot where everything is equal somehow? Okay, and the rotation just does not go past these portraits here. It wouldn't have to be in a sequence, would it? Well, if it's 1938, so one has to be first, so... I'm guessing maybe go to the settings that are in front of particular ones. Don't know which one. I guess maybe this one to start. Yeah, I think... I might have to come back to this. Because there are still a lot of other things left unsolved. Like this. Because with this, we have a sequence of... We have a sequence of things that we can solve here, but the problem is that I have a hard time trying to figure out what the sequence of these are supposed to be, because like, here's the thing. We got a guy going into a maze here. Maybe it's related to the path of the maze itself? So, M and E. It has to be E because 3 is E in this keyboard. Then A. A and then I'm guessing that's L. It cannot be anything else. H-Z-E-S. Did I write that down? I think I did. It's either S or 2. No, or it's S or Z. Let me look at this again. And it has to, and it's case sensitive, so this has to be it. M-E, and it looks like it'd probably be... Where did I put that pencil? There it is. Hides behind the keyboard like how they'd sneak items on you in Pokemon. Actually, no, it would be a capital E because E looks like capital... 3 looks like capital E. E, and then... Yeah, if they meant lowercase e, they'd put lowercase e. A... I can't think of anything else what that would be. M-E... A-L... At least I think that's L. It can't be... I can't think of any other letter it would be. Z and then H. And then E-S from the looks of it. Question is, would that be lowercase or capital S? Or would it be Z? This 2 looks like a Z, so I guess Z, because S would be pointed in the other direction. So let's try that. All right, capital M-E. A-L. Unless it's lowercase j. No. We'll try that next if this doesn't work. Z H E Z. Nope. All right, so let's try J. Nope. Shit. M-E A What if it's lowercase I? Nope. All right, I'm coming back to that later. I'm floundering on that one. All right. So 1938's got to wait because I don't know. I feel like the solution is here. I don't need to go anywhere else for it. I'm just not getting what it's asking of me to do. Truth comes in pairs. Yeah, I'm coming back to that later. And there is still that one. God, the only other. There's so many puzzles I'm stumped on. One in particular I still remember is that movie poster with order on it, and it's a bunch of. It's like a broken up movie poster that I'm supposed to do some kind of number rearrangement on, but I'm just not getting it. Yeah, that won't work. Can return that up here, which is nice. And the basement, all that has is just the computer that the main character was working on, apparently. Because we were here before at this hotel doing something with that computer. I believe all that was there was an American dollar. There's this thing which I don't know about. It's relating to have something pointed, like the needles point to a zodiac and then the Roman numerals align somehow with something. Maybe I need to make them line up. Wait, 2014. Is that enough digits, though, is the thing? I don't think it is. Or is it? Let me write that out. So 2014 in Roman numerals, I think, would be MM. We saw it earlier. I have so many little papers. So MMXIV. So M M X. Nope, never mind. So it's a 4 Roman numeral, not a 5. So what would be a 4? Because none of the digits, none of the numbers that we've seen so far, especially not 1963, would be counted towards that. MDC. What is DC again? Checking this real quick. So M's 1,000. We gathered that. MC, MCC. So okay, so C is 100. Right, C is 100. So there's a D here. There's D's here too. But there's only a D. There's a D in the front, in the top circle, and the second one, but not the third and fourth. So thinking on significant days. And D is 500. So the first has got to be 1,000, so it has to be M. So 1,000. Let me try. Wait. Let me try something. Didn't think so. MCM is 1900, and what's fucking me up is that there's multiple M's. And there's a bunch of blank space in some of these too, which is also interesting. And at no point in any Roman numeral stuff that I've seen with the charts that I've ever looked up has the I's for them ended up on the first section of a larger number. So, like, unless you're counting 4, 9, like 4 or 9s, you're not really getting that. Yeah, I think I'm not going to be able to solve that either. Padlock door. Okay, this was the kitchen. Oh god, is he coming back again? Motherfucker. Oh, there's a music box here. Let's turn that on. $1932. He's showing up very frequently. Okay, and this is where we had a dance with Nero. Get juked, idiot. That doesn't do anything. No, I'm gonna try for that movie poster again. Because it said order, and then it's a broken up movie poster. I tried every combination I could think of. Well, probably not every. But it wouldn't be in a really weird order, right? Because they're broken into 4 parts. That'd be if it was upside down. It's like those are right side up. The issue is I'm not getting what it's meaning by order here. Because if it wants me to put them in the order... Because it's Adieu Tbilisi. Tbilisi. Adieu Tbilisi. Order. I thought initially it was like, oh, what if it was like... What if it was the year of World War I? But that wasn't it. Nope. Thought entering the movie's runtime would work. Because every other one so far has been like either a math one or just simply flipping the paintings or the posters. Order 1, 2, 3, 4. So because I think I tried the solution of dividing that into quarters because it's divided up into 4. But I don't think that did anything for me. Like, yeah, 487.5. But that's not it. Because it'd have some measure of like a division thing. Order. This one in particular has just been throwing me off because it's like, what order? Because this is such a variable based thing. Like, what does that represent? All right, man, just fucking do it. Dude, you want me to solve something. Get over here. Runs away as soon as I approach him. We have a few details that we cannot seem to get right. Please try to remember, Fraulein. Okay, so there's a top hat. Also, ad break in 5 minutes. There's a top hat. And you know what? I think during the ad break, I may just have to look up that solution to the Adieu Tbilisi poster because I'm not getting what it's asking me to do. Or at the very least, look up some kind of hint. So, top hat on bench. There's a revolver. Oh, it's a revolver. Shit. Revolver in statue. 3 trees. Man crouched over the body. There's one angel statue. Let's overlook it again. Need more time. Revolver. Man's got a camera behind him. And... yeah. And one statue's broken. There's a watering can. Oh, that's cute. Okay, so for those that, you know, have been listening from the start, I have been playing this on the PlayStation 5. I'm not getting games on the PS5 anymore, by the by. But a cute little detail that I do admittedly like about the controller is that when I'm in this particular instance of the magenta, my controller's lights reflect the color. I don't know, cute detail. All right, I think I have it. Very well. What object was placed in the intact urn? A revolver. All right. Exterior. Garden. Night. The woman runs outside and finds the man standing by the body. She discovers that the body is, in fact, a mannequin. Its body is broken in every possible way. The woman stares at the man, wanting an explanation. Solemnly, he raises his head and meets her eye. It was self-defense, Signorina. I had no choice. The woman tries to catch her breath. She stares at the doll again. What is the meaning of this? That is the age-old question. Who's wielding the paintbrush? Where does red come from? Can art provide meaning to a meaningless existence, or is it just a game to fool the senses? The woman frowns, but the man is oblivious. Enough about my work. The maze. Great progress, yes? No, I am stuck. Could you tell me... Wonderful! Getting stuck is one of the key parts of the process. You are an amazing artist. But I am keeping you from your art. Leave the disposal of the body to me. All right. What happens if I give Nero all the script pages? Like, because I've been gathering these, and they're basically my best form of progress right now in the game. I should save. We've gotten some items. All right. Let's go give this page to him, and that's where we'll probably go take our ad break pause. Yes. Do you have my pages? And here you go, man. Thank you, Signorina. All right. We're going to go into ads, 3 minutes, then an hour of no pre-rolls after. So hydrate, stretch. Oh, God, do whatever you need to do. We'll be right back. And we're back. And I did coward out and look up the... well, I looked up a little helping clue. And you know what? That helping clue just made my life a hell of a lot easier. But it also solved one particular instance of something that made me go, oh, huh, that's interesting. So, I didn't know this, but apparently aspects of the game's puzzles themselves are entirely randomized. Like, what the poster shows here is not the same poster that is in someone else's playthrough, so that's good to know. But now I at least have an idea. So it's meant to be jumbled by the segments of the poster itself. So if I were to split this poster into 4 parts, for its release year. It'd be 1 to the top left, 9 to the top right, 5 to the bottom left, and then 0 to the bottom right. So, if we were to arrange the pieces as needed here, so it'd be 5, 1, 0, 9. I think, I hope. I think I did that before. That was it. Sure enough. All right. Yippee. January 10th, 1847. Dear brother, I cannot stay here. This is the last you will hear of me. Do not speak my name again. My deeds cannot be forgiven. Lorenzo the Great walked 49 years on this earth under the protection of Santa Luisa. Now he must vanish. I shall be reborn a nameless vagabond. Valeas quam optime, your brother. Valeas quam optime. So walked 49 years. So this is done by 6s. 49 years. So it's either 49 years added to 1847 or 49 years subtracted. Okay, and then you've got this, which is... Okay, so we have 6 for that, for the first dial, 90 for the second dial, and then 400 for the third. And that goes up to 30. If it was 49 years, it'd be 49 years plus because, you know, 9 magic number, 9 plus 7 is 6. So, 6. And then, so if it's 1847 plus, 1847 plus 49. So 6, then then 7 there, and then it'd be 19. Wait, yeah. Or would it? No. Wait, would it be? 1847. 49 years on this earth under the protection. Maybe it's minus 49. But if it's in segments of 6... Oh, wait, but they're added. I'm stupid. So it'd be... $1938, maybe? Watch that be the solution. Or no, it'd still be in the 1800s. No, wait, no, it wouldn't. It'd be in the 1700s. I'm dumb. 17... There we go. Yeah, 1798. So it was minus, not plus. We opened that one. Let me check the others to make sure I actually did open those safes. I didn't get this one. If I had 500 years to write, so 2347? Yeah, this one's also weird. Because that's not a math solution. Even if I had 500 years to write, my humble words could not possibly tell you what it's like. As much as I would welcome all my brothers and sisters to pilgrim here, I implore you to wait. The treasure is magnificent. I will write more thoroughly when I have calmed down. So 500 years to write. So it's minus or plus. If it's plus, then it's 2347. But if it's minus, it's 1347. But what does that have to do with these? Wait, 500 in Roman numeral. Is it a Roman numeral thing? We have it here, actually. Hold on. $500 is a bunch of C's together. So Roman numeral chart, 500 is D, right? Even if I had 500 years. But there isn't really a way to write D out here. Hate to do this, chat, but this one's also stumping me. Ugh. I just need a little push on the ideas here. Oh, apparently this place hadn't even figured it out yet. Some treacherous puzzle to be solved. That's not good. Apparently that guy doesn't even have a clue as to what the hell to know. Okay, but that's about the movie posters themselves, not the safe box. Still nothing. All right. So... even if I had 500 years to write in 1847... I'm coming back to this later, because that feels completely disconnected from the rest of everything that I'm trying to do. But what we can do to start, load file from disk. From the most recent one we just got. So this is disk 5. Forest, confirm. Here we are, in the middle of nowhere. Hotel Let's Yar. This is it then. I found an American dollar hidden behind the map. Why would somebody put it there? Looks like somebody dropped their hat. Finally we meet. Forgive my primitive appearance, but I felt that this final message should be delivered in person. I take it you have received the message from my brothers? We must hastily proceed to the message before we run out of memory. Now, sister, to verify that you are who you claim to be, I have 4 inquiries. How did the first brother contact you? Letter. I see. How did the second brother contact you? Oh, these are related to the other discs. Oh, shit. Is that so? How did the third brother contact you? Foretold. Okay. Okay. So I have to get all the discs to solve this. I have to, because otherwise I cannot solve this at all. I just need to find where the other ones are. We've gotten 2 out of 5 so far. We got this one already. Just kind of retracing my steps a little bit. Oh, excuse me. Stiff neck. Now, where was that other one? So I'm really missing 2. I think the other one's got to be here then. Yes. 1847. I arrived at blank yesterday. It is decayed, dark, and much too large for the Baronin herself. I've yet to gain her trust, but I sense an inexplicable bond between us. For how long could one live 40 years on sacred grounds without knowing? So 1807, since 40... Right. This one. What does it relate to with lines? can hear the main character ruffle her sleeves as I'm trying to select these. Can I just select all this? "40 years on sacred ground." Display? Okay, so that's a clue. God damn, this game's making my brain hurt. So I need to display the numbers. Okay. Oh! Oh, the lights need to form the numbers themselves. In that case... I'm so dumb. How did I not fucking see that? I thought the lines on there were the solution. Nope. There we go. Okay. Now we have that. And then there's still the fucking Tetris one that I don't fucking understand it at all. Alright, so which one did we just get? This was disc... So we've got disc 4, 3, 2. So literally the fucking first disc is all we're missing. I am going to need a refresher on books 2 through 4. So we're going to start with disc 2. on how we're contacted in particular. I need to get to my car. I parked it at Augenplatz. I have a long ride ahead of me. It's too far away. Too far inside. There's no one home. Door made of wood. Normal door. Oh, I have to do this. Okay. Read about restaurants. Advertisements for restaurants that obviously paid to be on the map. I prefer the smaller hidden ones. Some pictures and notes about Hotel Letzets Jahr. So I need to be... Filmplatz, Bootsplatz, Banksplatz, Geistplatz, Bierplatz, Augenplatz. I believe that was it. So we have a bit of a ways to get there. The square is said to be haunted, but only I believe in ghosts of the past. Used to be beer gardens everywhere. I miss those days. Most cinemas are here, but I don't have time for a film now. I have to get to my car. The main bank is located here. Rumor has it that an old prototype U-boat was buried here some years ago. Used to be loads of sausage sellers here, but I don't eat meat. Wurstplatz. Schlussenplatz? Famous locksmith used to be located here. The square was renamed by the corporations that moved in here some years ago. They turned out to be shell companies. Mondplatz. Many moon gazers meet here. Numenplatz. The government building for statistical analysis is here. The old location of the main bank. Zauberplatz used to be the home of magicians trying to impress you with tricks. Today it's a square like any other. Kartenplatz. Kartenplatz was once a place full of illegal gambling dens. It was a fun time. Now it's all stores selling cheaply made plastic things. I parked my car here. All right. It's like my Metroidvania playthroughs. Nothing special about this door. All right. I wonder, is there anything waiting for me if I go to one of these other platzes? It's closed. There's still some time left in the meter. Don't need any tourist trinkets. All right, does not look like anything very special. So probably no. It's dirty here that I can't see inside. Don't need to eat. Don't need any tourist trinkets. All right. There she is, old Lily Christine. You sure look dirty, old friend. My car, it's dirty. Looks like somebody wrote something on the window. There's something written in the dirt. Oh, okay, so second person wrote in dirt. Message in dirt. Message in the dirt. Sister, I have a message for your future self. In the future, I am made of paper. I stare into my crystal sphere. There is a red rune. This is the ancient rune I. There. Odd. All right, then we're gonna go disc 3. Okay. I wonder what all that blinking was about. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe Morse code. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 5, 6, 1, 2. Message. Okay, confirm, and then load file from disk. Let's get a Morse code translator. Okay, probably not speed. What's the code for that? It's like 562. I wrote down the previous runes that we got too. Rune O and E were from 4 and not 3. I guess it would be 4 and 3. So runes. Okay. So OEI. So that's at least all that. We're just missing the 1. Okay, so we've done all that. I'm still not any closer to figuring out that solution with the Greek alphabet. Tradiv Wojnik. Was that in the phone directory? Hold on. Documents. Not the bug report. Telephone directory. T. Okay, what about W? Walter. No. Nope, not a person that would be in the phone directory. Tradiv Wojnik. So that's gotta wait. Like, if I can at least get the idea of one of their solutions, then I can get the idea of all of their solutions. To some extent. Like, that's not been the case for the entire game, mind you. There's still some solutions I have yet to fucking find, but some patterns are emerging here. So it's really funny that the first disk in this floppy disk fiasco is actually the hardest one to obtain because of this whatever the fuck this is supposed to be. I don't think I'm gonna get this one. 'Cause like yeah, there's not I'm not seeing whatever correlation there is here. This is the one. Simply look at the boxes for the two films that are represented and add up their release dates to determine that's to get in the door, not the fucking solution. Okay. We already solved that. We solved the two dials. (1847). Imagine the shape on the keypad is made of cubes. Oh. Wait. It's another fucking shape of the numbers deal. God damn it. Son of a bitch. Okay. So divide it up into cubes. Nope, that's not it. Nope. "500 years to write." Okay, so since we're having to include also the 500 years, it's not 1847, so let's try it seems the addition part actually might be it. So I was right that it was the addition, since it had 500 years and so forth. So if I had 500 years, it'd be 2347. So there we go. Oh my god. I feel... Wow, that article was right. I do feel like slapping myself on the head once we fucking saw that solution. Oh, yeah. Like, how was I supposed to infer that? Because the thing that didn't help was that wasn't segmented to look like individual cubes. That's what bugged me about it. It was not segmented to look like individual cubes. So my brain was like, do I have to shape something? Do I have to make a perfect... What do I do there? All right. Load file. No, not load file. Fucking load file from disk. Oh my god. Okay, disk 1. Apartment in the city. Confirm. So in that case, then the 4th was telephone. My bags are packed. I have a strange feeling about this project. I feel a little anxious. Should I relax a little before I go? The TV isn't on. It doesn't switch on. A frame design of a logo type I made of my favorite cafe. Framed ticket from a movie I once saw. An empty frame. A drawing I made from a man from my dreams. Half of his face is outside of the frame. A drawing I made of my father. I used a new technique, incorporating only triangles and lines. I think I can use this method with computers once they get more powerful. A postcard depicting Hotel Les Etiar. A naive painting by my aunt. Looks like some kind of beast. I miss my aunt. One of my photo dream collages. I like this lamp. It was left by the previous tenant. I like it, so I kept it. I unplugged this before as a safety measure, but now it's plugged in again. There's a magic show on. It's not particularly interesting, yet the magician has an undeniably magnetic charm, which draws you in. Sister, I have a message. Ah, TV. In the future I am made of paper. From my hat there are cards. There's a red rune. This is an ancient letter, R. So R-I-O... So R-I-O-E. It's a film about the First World War. There's a quiz show on. Each contestant is shot with a toy gun if they lose. Seems to be a film about someone sailing the seas. It's a talk show in Swedish. The host, Holland, is popular here. Looks like a film is about to start. The Entomologist's Dream. Alright. Let's go file number 5.
Computer, load discs that have nothing but Omni-Man's butt cheeks.
Or something, I don't know. Alright. Why place a hotel in the middle of an eerie forest? We already got the dollar out of that. We made it, old friend. I hope we make it back as well. Finally we meet. Forgive my primitive appearance, and so forth. How did the first brother contact you? Through the television. I see. How did the second brother contact you? Writings in the dirt. Is that so? How did the third brother contact you? Oh wait, no, it was radio because we were in the car. Indeed. How did the fourth brother contact you? I believe that was telephone. Sister, you are the Nosens Mulier, as foretold. I have the final message for your future self. In the future I am made of paper. My hand holds a rose. There is a red rune. This is the ancient rune L. So... if we were to put those in order, so R-I-O-E-L. Yeah, R-I-O-E-L. And that's it. It's all those discs. And we're going to save since we just got all those done. I would really hate to lose all that progress immediately. There we go. Okay, so that's done. But I don't know what the hell we do with these runes. R-I-O-E-L. It could spell a name like Lori, maybe. Like L-O-R-I-E for Lori. No reaction. Didn't think so. Mother, father. Span, name, and telex, UNUS project. Didn't think so. Worth a shot. Okay, so some progress was done on that front. How do we use the in-game bathroom? And we wash our hands because we are hygienic in this stream. Wash your fucking hands, people. All right. Hidden costs. Least expensive option. Recalculate the area. Okay, well, if it's backwards, then 16 or 18 times 6. Because width times area is the usual thing, I believe, for, or width times length is area calculation. So 16 times 8. God, I hate how I forget how to do times stuff like this. So 8 times 6 is 24, which would mean that 74? Nope, 108. I'm stupid. No, 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 8 is 48. Yeah, 48, because then 6 times the 1 and the 10 is 6, added to the 4 is 10. I'm stupid. Oh, God. This is what happens when you just have... When you're not in schooling for a long while... You know, when I was talking with one of my tabletop people, he told me that he uses Brain Age on the Nintendo DS to keep his math skills sharp. Maybe I should invest into that. Like, just do, like, half an hour or something of Brain Age so my brain doesn't just lose the ability to calculate. I at least remember the formula. That's a plus, at least. It just sucks that I fucking atrophied everywhere else. Remember to report the cost to the client. Okay, so we're looking at 108. Suppliers only. Any hidden costs, estimated project cost. So the cost, or the areas for this construction is 108. So one module costs 10. So they could fit only about 10 modules at most, with 8 left over. Module room design. Okay. Project team said their cranes cannot rotate the module. Supplier only has one of each module in stock. Well, the 425's got to be... The 55 definitely can fit. They cannot rotate them, though, is the problem. Ad break in 5 minutes, heads up. I'm just thinking. So prices. Is Andre Flan a number that I can contact in the phone book? Andre, A-N. Anderson, Arnold, no. Nope. Unless maybe it's organized by P, like last name. P-H. Nope. Damn it. I'm having a rough go at this. Wait! This is the fucking solution for all of the things. I'm recognizing... Oh, I'm stupid. Oh, this isn't for the... Well, it kind of might be for the basement, but it's also the solution to the fucking tubes that are here. Now I'm paying more attention on this. TW. Estimated cost of the project. Estimated cost of the project. Would your project like an apple pie on the side with it for an extra 50 cents? Please? My boss will dock my pay if I don't sell enough apple pies by the end of the month. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It looks like it probably just stops there. 10, 11, 12. So 120. We'll try that. And hitting costs? What the fuck does this mean? Modern and design proposal. Inexpensive materials, economic construction, lower price interior. There ain't no numbers here. How am I supposed to get that? Okay, but for Lofeti Vind, so LTV. LTV just sounds like... LTV sounds like twitch.tv/WillofGame. You have to have multiple numbers to try on this one. Problem is they can't rotate it, so what the fuck am I doing? Wait, no, I think I see the solution here. So, 480 plus 110, so 590. We'll try that for that one. And then for Andre Flat, 108. Remember to report the cost to the client, KJELL, or KLR. So KA. Cost to client. And then there was FE. All right, we'll figure this out after the ad break. This is a big clue, though, that'll help, so we'll figure it out. BRB. And we're back. Thank you for your patience. All right. So, I got at least a clue on the next thing that I'd like to do while I let this kind of fester in my head. We at least got, I hope I got 3 out of the 5 I need. But what I'm looking at for the 1938 room is, as suspected, supposed to be doing something with the perspective and the numbers with the portraits on the wall. We are supposed to line them up. And I can understand the dev's intention on making the sequences of these puzzles like randomized to an extent so that the players just don't look up solutions online and then breeze through the game in like 2 hours. So, yeah. Just got to keep that in mind. So, we'll start with this one. Does anything line up with this number? Or anything line up with that perspective? Seven's close. But 0 looks to be an exact match. So 0. Eight. I'm just going to go left to right on this one. Zero, 8, 9.
8, 6, 7, 5, 3, 0, 9.
And 6 matches with that, so 0, 8, 9, 6. Remember when I worked at Goodwill and that song would be on ad nauseum, and I just got so unhappy with it. I do not like oldies pop. Not gonna catch me with that shit. I don't even know how old that song is, but I hated hearing it all the time. Seven. And then I figured it had something to do with lining these up. I just didn't get, like, what specifically it was meaning. All right, then yeah, 3. 3 looks like the best match. 3. Then the big guy here. Two. One. 5. Problem is, I don't know which order I'm supposed to go in to do this, so I'm just kind of bouncing off the left to right deal. It doesn't line up with any of them. Closest is maybe 9. Nope, 4. I'm stupid. I forgot 4 was a thing. Okay. There's that. And since we've noticed that the patterns on some of the year doors correlate to the puzzle boxes in the room on the first floor that's near the art exhibit, we may as well see... I doubt this sequence will work. Because, like, I'm supposed to be figuring out the numbers' correlation to things. We haven't even really unlocked other doors besides this one for alternate room keys. Because the 1840s, like the 1800s key had the maze, and the 2014 key just has the lady in the bed. And those are the only keys we've really gotten that help us. Yeah, the 1840s, yeah. So this is the only one we've gotten. Okay, wait, I may need to go back and see what the puzzle looked, what the doors sequence looked like again. Just gonna check that, and we'll see about solving this puzzle box. Because if we can at least get that done, then that's another pretty big step. And I understand. I looked up not solutions, but like I looked up clues. You can't really look up solutions on this because, as I said, there are parts of this game's sequences that are randomized, so not one is the same. Okay, 2 bars on the side. Or 2 sets of rectangles on either side of the thing. But genuinely, if it wasn't for those, I was just not seeing a correlation there in any capacity. Like, in what way would I have fucking thought, like, oh, count them as cubes versus... Because, like, if they were segmented like cubes, then sure, I could see that. But I was just not seeing the correlation there. Because I see numbers, then I see blocks, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with that? Alright, so... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can't rotate it. 0, 8, 9, 6. Nope, it's a 4. Oh, it's a 4-piece solution. Wait, hold on. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1, 9. Got to go by the coding rules. 2, 3. I just don't know what sequence to press this in is the issue. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because if 0 is included in this, then it wouldn't go up to 10. It'd go up to 9. Because, yes, 0 included, so it's like an array. I'm trying to think, like, is it 1938 because that was the year of the door on there? But if it is 1938 and that's the solution, I don't know what... Wait a second. How many of those perspective things were on the walls? Because if that... Wait. How many of those perspective things were on the wall? Because that might be the solution. Because then the number that correlates to the perspective that was the right size, like the perspective reticle, when it lines up with a specific number, that has to be it. I can't think of anything else it could be. Okay, so which one does 1 line up with? 1 lines up with... Okay, so, like, back right. 1. Back right. Next is 9. 9 lines up with... bottom left. And then 3 lines up with like 3rd from the top on that. And then 8 lines up with not that one. Eight lines up with the very bottom one on the right. Last on right. Let's try that. So just to double check. Make sure I have my ducks in a row here. And then 9. Try and write down that solution a bit better. 9 was on the left. So 9 was second to last on the left. Okay, let's try that. That might be it, because if they... Yep, it's 5. Absolutely, that's what the... Fuck this. Fucking come on, brother. I'm trying to fucking do a puzzle. Scare the shit out of me, man. No, I don't want to hear about my car's extended warranty. No, I don't want to hear about weird grocery overhauls on Medicare. Piss off. God, and I can't save when this jackass is following me, too. I genuinely stand by that that's one of the dumbest things about this game, is that you cannot save when this guy is chasing you. At all. Alright, what do you want this time, dude? Alright. So script in the hands, a light, Rudy. There's... Huh? Lupus in fabula. Oh god, my back. Lupus in fabula. There's 4 blood prints, or paint prints rather. And there's blood on his hands. He's holding a script. All right. Do you remember? Remember it all. Very well. How many fingers was pointing at the woman? 1. Wow. All right. That wasn't apparently the... So lupus in fabula wasn't the fucking important bit there? I'm going to translate that phrase, though, from Latin, just to see... Well, wait. It should be in the Latin thing we have here. Interior hotel, lobby, dusk. The woman comes back from her walk with Rudy trotting alongside her. The man is waiting for her. He is standing by an easel on which there is a prop window placed. It is poorly painted with red paint, half finished. The man's clothes are stained with red paint. Had a nice long walk? The woman does not notice the change in his demeanor. The man is shaking from barely concealed rage. He pulls up a notebook from his inner pocket. What is this? The woman squints at the notebook. It's my early sketches for the maze. Is something wrong? It's just a lot of numbers. It's vectors and coordinates for the computer. Take responsibility. Don't hide behind the OQ3. I'm not. It's just that to create anything with it, I need to... And this window. I had to paint it red myself. I stained my favorite suit. Well, I didn't know you wanted... It's your job to know. Well, to do my job, I need some directions. Directions are for tourists and amateurs. Simple people who paint waterfalls. I hired an artist. One who understands the rules of the game. I must say that I am very disappointed in your lack of passion. The woman takes a deep breath, as if to calm down and change her approach to please the man. I'm sorry. This project is a bit confusing at times. What's the window for? The man stares at her in disgust. Perhaps you should paint a waterfall instead. The man hands the woman her notebook, and then he storms off. She notices a piece of paper stuck in between the pages. She pulls it out, whispering to herself as she reads, Meet me in the chapel tonight. Do not tell him. Yes, Nero apparently is a massive dickhead of a director. Like, just a true dickhead. Alright. Let's give this page to the guy. And slide that under. Very good, Signorina. All right. I don't know how many more pages are actually left of this, if I'm going to be honest. How... Wasn't that a thing? Hold on. Latin phrases, notes, ghost tour, exhibition, letters. Your brother, fortune teller, note on the 3rd floor, notes about a quiz, script pages. Lost pages, cosmic personal value. All 9. Okay. Definitely don't have 9. Probably about halfway on that. All right. So, solution to this. So 1 was... I wrote it down. I immediately covered it up. 1 was second from the top of the right. I swear to God, if my work phone keeps getting fucking spam calls. 9 is second from the bottom left. 3rd is third from the top. And then 8 is last on the right. Fuck. If I just knew... All right. See, if I just knew where we were entering on this. I think I may need a refresh on this. Because I can't change this to be like, where did I, like... Fuck. Okay, so that wasn't it either. Well, maybe it is it, and I maybe got the sequence wrong. The sequences of perspectives. We're approaching the 3-hour mark, though, so I don't really have too much more time to look again. Thankfully, there is a save point right next to it, so we can save and come back to this another time. And at least now I have an idea as to what the fuck I'm looking at. At least I hope I do. Alright. Let's try this again to make absolutely sure I have this correct. So 1 was correlated to the second from the top on the right. And then 9 lined up with second from the last on the left. And then 3, come on, just fucking line up a little bit. 3 lined up with the third portrait from the top on the right, so like close to the middle. And then 8 lined up with not these. Nope, yeah. 8 lined up with the last on the right. So no, I had it correct. So it would go click and then click. We'll go a little longer and give it one more go, I think. I just wish on the box it would show, like, point of ingress in the room, you know? Point of entry. Because I'm not understanding, like, what order, like, what part of it's supposed to be entered in on, but at least we have a sequence of something here. Because I'm just figuring this out. So, I mean, and thank God for the clues. Like, I understand that is cheating a little bit, but I was not going to fucking figure that out on my own. So, that. That's not it. I just need to know which one's the right-hand side. Yeah, I got nothing. Oh my God. Wait, what was different about that? Huh? I just did that on a fucking whim. So, okay, so I had the sequence right. But then why was it... Was I misreading the fucking perspectives? I must have misread it somehow. I just did that being like, what if it was just up by 1? Alright, so I guess 1 was top from the fucking thing. Okay, well, hey, we got it. Her advertising sketches for the KLB Electronics would lead to perhaps her greatest artistic triumph. KLB was at the height of its game, and believed then to be the future of computer manufacturers. In a frenzied creative fever, Jose Joe Herzmuller decided that instead of a dry technical demonstration, they could demonstrate the OCU-3 in an art exhibition in 1960 Electronic Art Symposium. In an art expedition, the 1960 Electronic Arts Symposium. She was one of 5 artists handpicked for the exhibition, and her contribution, Reckner, marked the start of her technological phase. Okay, we got one of them open. Now I need to figure out how to open the rest of these fucking doors so I can get the rest of these fucking puzzle boxes. But we did it. We at least made some progress, and we got some solutions done. And all the floppy disks are solved, at least. Yippee. Whew. Okay. Well. This has definitely been a stream. This game's definitely a brain itcher. Actually, hold on, just to double check. Yeah, it's today's date. We're good. All right. So So, thanks for joining me, everybody, whether you lurked or chatted. I really appreciate it. Yeah, this game is definitely a brain wrinkler. This is taking my brain like it's hand drying me in like a wash bin and washboard, in like a wash bucket and board, and just wringing my brain for everything it's worth right now. But we got it. We at least got some solutions done, so that's good. So yeah, thanks for joining me. Hope you all had a good time. I had a lot of fun, and you know, I admit I did shamefully look some things up, but I would not have known what the fuck to do with those safe puzzles if I didn't get some kind of clue. So good to know that at least, thank God. But yeah, that's going to be everything. So for VOD watchers on YouTube, if you want to see when I'm live next, I'm usually live on Tuesdays through Thursdays, typically at 4 p.m. CST. So if you want to see when I'm live next, be sure to follow me over on Twitch and check my Blue Sky for when I post when I'm going live. I also post them on the YouTube community page, so check over there too. And yeah, besides that, I don't really have any other major announcements. Sorry again for taking a day off from streams. I desperately needed a mental health day. Like, I was not in a headspace, just was not there. So I'm feeling a lot better now, and yeah, just thanks for your patience, everybody. I really, really appreciate it. So have a good one. Stay hydrated, keep your postures checked, and be good out there. Bye.